Good morning, everybody. I'm Marion, the Inappropriate Artist, with Jocko, my little lovely friend. Yeah, I've been thinking about, and for those of you who follow me on Instagram at the Inappropriate Artist, you see me post and Jocko speaks. Well, it's not so much to remove myself from the conversation as to give voice to those who are unheard, as I've been that person in my life. I have experienced so much clutter in my head that it takes sometimes using the eyes of my little guy here to declutter that space. I've come to a point in my life where my truth is always present. Sometimes that makes days really difficult. But most of the time, it gives me an incredible strength. It is incredibly uncomfortable. Where I grew up and what I grew up around was all about avoiding the uncomfortable. Part of this journey for me was to put myself way out of my comfort zone. And is it ever difficult? Yeah, all the time. But I am learning so much about my capabilities as a human being because I am finally just saying yes and thank you. No more excusing others' need to be generous and saying, oh, no, I don't really need that. Thank you anyway. I can't do that anymore. Not allowed. Why? Because I do need help. I need encouragement. I need love. I need expression. I need abundant joy. And these things are within me always. Sometimes it just helps to hear it from someplace else besides in my head. So reaching out at this time, especially when we are all in isolation of some kind, right? It is even more important. It's even more important to say yes. to the assistance offered from others, whether it be emotional support or financial support. Either way, I had in my head, someone asked me to answer quickly what money means to me. And my first answer was money corrupts. That was my first answer. I purposefully chose to accept financial help from others because I have always been afraid of that. It still makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable to ask for it. But I'm still doing it because I need to eat and I need to nourish myself. I need to take care of myself. And at a time where my regular solution is unavailable, which is go out and get a job, I can't do that. That's been removed from me. So I have had to willingly accept the help of others. For many years, I looked down on that. Mostly because I grew up in an area where being the self-made man was such an honor, right? And something to respect. Wow. It's not. I have found more joy in allowing myself to be lifted up. I realize that being that self-made person is way more isolating than what this pandemic can do. This is true. Because I experienced it. I want to be clear that there's nothing wrong with being driven to achieve a goal. There's nothing wrong with that. What makes it corrupt is when I say I am the only one who can do this for myself. The only thing I can do for myself is to love myself. The rest of it comes. It just follows. I feel like I'm rambling, and that's my insecurity right there, because I've been told I'm a babbler, I'm a rambler, I tell long stories, I need to get to the point. But for me, the details are important. They explain things to me. They help me have empathy. They help me get outside myself so that I can see myself honestly. The anniversary of my father's death is around the corner. And those of you who know me know that when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I made it my job to bring the joy. Because Alzheimer's is a joy sucker. And when he died, my relief for him being free was so strong. And I still cherish that. Because I know I went through a lot of grieving while he was alive. I watched him disappear every single day, a tiny bit. And I allowed myself in those moments to say goodbye to him a little bit at a time. And now that some time has passed, I've experienced a range of emotions. I got furious with him and I railed at him for not speaking up for me when I needed him to. And then an overwhelming sense of guilt for having that anger. And yet, it is completely natural for me to feel that. And so I chose to embrace it, to love it, and honor it. And I work every day. No, work is the wrong word. I allow myself every day to let go of it a little bit more. He did for me what he could. And when he died, or before he died, I made him a promise. That I would not be silent. That I would stand up. That I would embrace it, the pain, all of it. And instead of allowing it to drown me and silence me, I would allow it to lift me up and grow me. I am feeling a lot of those same things about what's going on right now. What have I missed most? Hugs. Hugs. I miss hugs the most. I missed hugs the most. I miss his hugs the most. He was my champion as much as he could be my champion. And I will always be grateful for that. I went through many experiences that have enlightened me over the last month alone, that have shown me how much his example has always lifted me up. But also how his example made me afraid of mistakes. can't learn if I don't make mistakes. Yeah. Can't learn if I don't make mistakes. And incredibly enough, with all of this pain and with all of the hardship and suffering and whatever else you want to pile on, in the midst of it all is this incredible ball of joy. I know, it sounds weird. It sounds like the greatest paradox ever, and I think it is. The joy is in the new that is coming. Because the new that is coming is revealed because of that pain and hardship. Not that I go out seeking it, because I don't. Not anymore. I used to, because I thought that was all that I was intended for. And yet, I know in my heart my authentic self is to be a joy bringer. And liver. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Today, I am grateful that the sun rose behind the clouds. And that through those clouds, I know it is truly still there for me. Wow, this turned into a long video and it doesn't even feel like I've been speaking very long. So today I say thank you. And yes, I will still bring the joy. I love you, Daddy.